Now, I have seen people do a little closure right here. So let's see if we can make us a little closure. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece at about if you notice, I'm creating this as I go because did not plan out my decorating. I thought I would just kind of do that as we go. And I'm going to show you how to put let's do this at 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this off at 3 3/4. And I want to use my little corner rounder at the top of this one. So I'm going to round the corners. Okay, we are back, and I do apologize for my interruption, but it was my oldest daughter. She lives in Florida, and she called to chit-chat with her mommy this morning. So anyway, we are back to our folio. And what I was doing when I got the phone call is I was cutting this. I think I was punching my edges, but I got the corners rounded. And what this is going to be, it's going to be a kind of a lock for our, let's see where we're at with this. Yeah, I want to build this to come up and come over. I should have done this maybe a little bit. Maybe we can do it right there. What I'm wanting is this to come up over top of this, and I think what I'm going to need to do is score it right there. So let's score it at 1/2 inch, and then we'll try it on for size. But we're going to cover this with some decorative paper, and we are going to put a magnet on it, and we're going to have this to close in on our waterfall, and that will help hold that waterfall in place when you're flipping through the folio. So let's put this in, and I did start to curl it a little bit just by doing that with my fingers. You can do it with a bone folder, and I did clean up a little bit of my mess while I was talking to my daughter, so that gave me a chance to do that. So we're going to score that at 1/2 inch. And let's make that bend right there. And bring this back over. And then underneath this piece right here, this is the back side of our waterfall. I want to attach that right there, centering it in the middle. Let's see if that's going to come up to the top of that enough, and it does. Okay, before we attach it, let's go ahead and mat that. And then we will put this on like that. Maybe we'll bring that all the way to the bottom. Yeah, I like the way that looks, and then we can decorate this. But before we do that, we need to put a magnet. You know what, we might do the magnet under here. Let's go ahead and we'll glue this down, and then we'll put the magnet on the underside, and I think that will work really well. So I'm going all the way to that score line and laying that down just like so. And I need my bone folder. That's the bad thing about cleaning up your mess when you're working in a project. You're going to be pulling it right back out. So it didn't do me a lot of good to do that. Alright, so let's see if we can find a little piece to mat on the back side. And again, I'm trying to find and use up some of my smaller scraps. So So let's look and see what we have. Here comes my mess again. I think I like that. So we need to take about a 1/2 inch off of this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to live on the wild side, and I'm just going to eyeball it and cut what I think is going to be about a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to use my little corner rounder, and I'm going to round off these edges. And this is going to go under here. But before we put this down, we want to put our magnet down. So this is going to go up like that. So our magnet needs to go under here. So I have a set of them right here. So what I am going to do, see if I can get them apart. There, they slide better than they actually pull. So I'm going to take one of those magnets and I'm going to put it right about there. Let's run it through a trial run and make sure that that's going to work before we actually commit our magnet there, so we don't have to mess it up and redo it and that sort of thing. Let me get that magnet out of there. That's our piece. I'm going to move our scraps out of the way. Over here. And let's see. I'll lay my magnets right there, so hopefully I won't lose them. So now this is going to live. We'll put the mat away from it. So I want that magnet about there. So center right there. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull my backer off. I'm just going to leave it on that little pokey tool if I can get it to sit still. And I'm going to put a dot of glue about where I want it. Not only does this help secure it, it also helps you find your guide where you want it. So I'm going to slide that over. So I want it to hit right about there. So right about here. And sticky side down. And now we're going to cover this by putting this little piece right here. And that will cover our magnet and give us a little decorative edge. How's that? And you know, I did not cut that straight. I can tell because it's okay. It's good enough. So I'm going to put glue on this and then glue that down. Again, I'm going to do a little bit of burnishing on this because I want to make sure that it's all sealed in with that magnet. Now I'm going to take my other magnet and I'm just going to drop it on there, and it's going to attach just like that. So then I'm going to decide where I want this to go, and that's going to be right there, just like that. So I am going to put glue on here. Right here on this piece. And then I'm going to lift this page completely up, and I'm going to sit this down just like that. Then we'll raise it up and just squish that down. Now let's place that in for a minute and push this out. Let me clean off my glue before I go any further. I think my glue bottle has gotten rounded on the bottom because I have had this, that was my absolutely first bottle of art glitter glue that I bought. And can y'all see how ratty that bottle looks? Look at that. I think my bottom has gotten rounded, or every time I sit it down it will fall over. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to let this magnet glue to here. So I'm going to take my backer off of this one. Now remember, this one's not stuck, it's magnetized to the other magnet. So I am going to take that off just like that. Don't worry about the magnet showing here. We're going to put a little something right there to cover it. So let's put a little bit of glue on the magnet, and then we are just going to press that up and hold it. Press it, press it. Let it sit there for a few minutes, and once we get that completely adhered, just like that. Now our magnet is there. We have a magnet closure that's going to keep that closed. And we're going to also build one for this waterfall as well. So we'll have one for this waterfall and one for this. Now let me go ahead and grab some stickers, and we're going to decorate this. And I am going to try to say, let's see, I love this little camera. So I think I'm going to put this little camera right here in the corner. And I want something that is going to be a little round, a little something that will cover. You know what? I love this. Every day is an adventure with you. I tell my husband that all the time. Look how cute that's going to look. It's going to cover that magnet, and it looks like it belongs there. I love that. And let's see what else. Let's put a few of these stars on here. I think those would be cute. We've got several stars. This is always the most fun part of doing an album, is the decorating. And look at this fun little smiley face. How cute is that? We'll put him right there in the middle. Okay, I think that turned out really cute. We covered up our magnets. We got a beautiful little waterfall going, and it's secure in there. So we need to put a pocket right here. I want to cover that workings a little bit, and a pocket would be the perfect way to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I got. And I might just make the pocket out of something simple, like a piece of black. That would be cute. And we're going to make our gussets this time. Not only am I making this, but I'm hoping that in the process of making this, look how cute that is. I love the way it's come together. This piece right here needs a little something. We need a little something on this piece to help bring it up. And I'm trying to decide what do I want on this. But for right now, I do know that I want to put a pocket under here. So let's see if I have a little deeper piece of black. I'm sure I do. I've always got scraps. And like I said, when you're making something like this, you know, use your scraps because, let's face it, they can be wasted if we don't use them. So I'm going to cut this piece, and I am going to cut it just a little bit short. I don't know, I think I'm going to take it to the side. So let's see, this piece is 6 3/4, so we're going to do a 6 3/4. 6 3/4 by let's do it 5. 6 3/4 by 5. Alright, 6 3/4 would be right there. And we're going to cut this down to 5. And we're going to use this piece for one of our gussets. And we're probably going to cut, let's see, this will probably do across there. So we need 2 shorter ones that are about like that. So let's cut a couple of 1-inch strips. And we are going to score these in the middle. I am going to use my score board. And I'm going to try a tip that I saw Maymay do. And she showed a way to keep your pieces from being off when you score them. So I'm going to score that at 1/2. And she said if you hold it to the board and just squeeze up, that it will always be right. You know how sometimes when we do these 1/2-inch pieces, they're not correct, they're short or long on one side or the other? Well, this is supposedly going to fix that problem. So let's try this one. I think she said hold it to the bottom of the score line, like that. Looks like it's working pretty good, so thank you, Maymay, for that tip. You know, we all learn from each other, and I have to admit that I gained a lot of my knowledge from Maymay, from Edith, and from Tracy. These were 3 of my all-time favorite crafting people that I watch on YouTube. I do watch some of Jennifer McGuire and Christine Warner. But my favorites are definitely the first 3 that I mentioned. I do love the crafting with these people. Those are my 3 favorites. And I probably developed some of their skills from watching them. I thank them from the bottom of my heart for teaching me what I know. And we do learn from one another. So that's why I started my YouTube channel. I wanted to be able to allow people to learn from my knowledge. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut these
angle cut these. Now, another one of my subscribers, Susie, I was always struggled on how to cut these. And she gave me a very simple way to remember. If you've ever cut and you've cut this way and you look at, oh, that's wrong, and then you have to cut another piece, never cut your fold line. Cut from your fold line to your angle. And if you do that, you will never ever mess this up. And again, a shout out to Susie. Thank you so much. Again, like I said, we do learn from each other. This bottom one, I'm only going to do the bottom, or the side ones, I'm sorry, because they're a little bit too long and I need to cut these off. So, and they are going to go on, oops, these are going to go on like this. So I'm going to glue this one down first. You know, I don't know how y'all are with your crafting, but if I feel stressed and just a little bit disgruntled, or you know, things are just not quite the way I want them in my life, whether it be pain or a situation that I'm going through, I find crafting to be so therapeutic. I can come in here and sit down in my craft room. I need to angle that one just a little bit more. So that it will fit in there, because this is what you want. You want this to lay nice and flat inside so that you can have that the opening where you want it. And see, this one is going to go right here. So I'm going to glue down the bottom one, and then we will go from there. And again, this is showing you how to make a gusset on your pocket. And this is no more than the construction strips that y'all saw me use on the putting the album together, the folio, or doing my little ink display case that we made. Oh, that was so much fun too. I had a ball with that. So now we are going to turn this one this way, and we're going to nestle it right there. Now that's going to work. It's going to be inside just a little bit, but that's okay. I don't know. Let's take a little bit more off of that. You know, when you lay them down, you can actually see exactly how much you need to take off, because you basically just want this corner to come together like that, like a picture frame. So let's go ahead and put our glue on here. And let's stick this one down right here, all the way to the top edge. And like I said, it's going to hang over on the top, but that's okay. We're going to come back and we're going to trim that. So now we have a nice little gusset. So I'm just going to turn that over. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim it. Just like that. And I have little pieces to go everywhere. So, are you a messy crafter or a neat crafter? I like to say I'm a neat crafter, but y'all seen my my work zone, and you know that I'm not. I am messy. I like neat, but I definitely get dirty when I craft. I make a mess. I get glue on everything. If I'm stamping, I get ink on everything. So I think I am a messy crafter. But you know what? It's just like with a little kid. You know, if they don't get dirty, they're not having fun. And if I don't get dirty, I'm not having fun. Alright, now I want this pocket to live like this. No, I want it like this. Trying to decide. No, I want this to come down about like that. Maybe I do want it like this. I do. I want the bottom of it to come up and cover the workings of where we put in our little buckle closure. So let's turn this around. Once you get this to a certain point like I have, you find that you are having difficulty being able to reel it in and get it exactly where you need it to. And I'm trying to keep it in camera frame, so it does seem like it wants to get away from me, but we're not going to let it do that. I am going to put my glue down on these sides and the bottom. And across here. And now we are going to glue this bad boy down right on the edge of this page. Working it down. And we're going to press it. I think I want to open this up even more. See if I can get in here with my bone folder and work that glue so that it sticks really well. Oh, and I meant to make what did I do with my punch? Oh, here it is. I would lose my head if it was not attached. I should have done this before I did put this pocket in, but it's okay. We're gonna improvise. We're gonna put a little punch right there. Let's see, I did lift it up a little bit when I put that under there, but that's all right. We are fixing it. So now I want to decorate this pocket. And let's see, it's going to be like this. So when somebody lifts that up, there is going to be a room to stick a picture in there, but I want to decorate this. So I think these are so cute. These says sweet memories, keep it up, can't wait, lovely day, date, write this down. I am thinking this one. The reason this one's going to pop more on the, okay, what? Let's put that right there, and I want to see if I can get these up. And I'm going to put one right here. And what I'm going to try my best to do is get these as nice and together, just like they were on the sticker. And this can be a little tedious and time consuming, but just do it. Lovely day. and can't wait. These so cute. I bought these little stickers. They are just, and then we're going to frame this around it. Just like that. Isn't that cute? I love it. And now we need something else. Do more of what makes you happy. And let's put that right there. Alright, now that pocket is in. Our waterfall's done. I want to do an angled pocket right here. So let me grab this piece of green. And I am thinking I'm going to cut this off right at, I think I'm going to do it at 5. So I'm going to cut this at 5, and then we're going to angle cut it. And we're going to put an angled pocket in here. After I attend to my glue. Oh my goodness. There we go. So we're going to cut this off at 5. I'm going to do it a little bit more. I'm going to do 5.5. We can always cut it back down, but we can't add more to it. Now, I'm going to make this a true square of 5.5. So let's get this out, 5.5. Yeah. So let's cut it at 5.5. It makes an angled pocket much better if you do it. So what you want to do to make your angle is you want to put your piece in your scoreboard where you can line up both of your points, just like that. Now if you line this one up and then bring the other one around, you want to put your blade in the middle, holding it in place with one hand, sink it, and then slice it. And this will give you a corner pocket every time. Now I'm going to cut another piece of solid. Let's see. Because I want it to live on a heavier piece of cardstock. And for that piece, let's see what we got. We got some of those beautiful pinks in there. Let's try doing a piece of, this is the Rouge, the Brutus Monroe, and this is in the color Rouge. And I had somebody to order some of this, and it is out in the mail to you as we speak, and hopefully on its way. So we're going to take that piece out. I think it would be a beautiful contrast to have this living on this. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to cut this piece at 6. How about 6.5? 6.5 by 6.5. And this is going to give us enough to make 2 pockets and little angled pockets. So 6.5 by 6.5. And we're going to angle this piece. So again, line it up, hold it and pivot. That's a good way to do. Hold it on one end, pivot on the other. And you have to slide it down a little bit because it does take a little bit of finesse to get that points to line up just like you want them. Hold it, make sure you sink your blade, slice up and down, and there you go. 2 of these, and we have 2 of these. And look at this, we could also turn one around and make it look like a totally different pocket. So I'm going to lay that one up there, and we're going to work on this one. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to do a decorative edge on that. And I think I'm going to do this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here,
Right in the middle. And I'm going to punch. And I'm going to bring that down and line it up in here. Just like you gotta find your lines where they're at. Once you're on them, you'll be able to see. It is a little harder on a pattern paper than it is on a non-pattern. Let me get this lined up and then I'll slide it back over so you can see. Okay, that's lined up. So now I'm going to punch. And see how pretty that's going to be living on that. You're going to see that a lot better. So we're going to bring this one down to here. Again, I got to get this over under my eyeball so I can see it to do that end piece. And now we're going to bring it back up this way and we're going to line it up like so. And then one more time. And there we have it. And now this is going to get glued down on here. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's going to be gorgeous. Let me get my little buddy out and clean up some of this. My little ladybug. I don't know which subscriber sent Maymay her little disc back, but I'm so glad I saw that episode. It was one of the Across the Mile episodes on her lives on Thursday, and I was thrilled to see that little cutie, because I ordered me one off of Amazon almost immediately, and so glad I did because I use it every day. You don't mind investing in a tool that you use every day. So I'm going to go just every here and there in between this little punched area and get some glue in there so it holds it down. And then we'll put glue all over the rest of it. Oops. Don't drop it like I did. And we'll turn that over. And then I'm going to glue this down, giving myself about 1/4 inch. Now if your glue oozes out, do not fret. I know this is going to dry clear and it's going to be beautiful. And I'm getting clumpy again, y'all. I'm not cleaning my pen off. So I'm using my fingernail this time to pull that glue off of there. Okay. So now we are going to put this pocket right here. And all I want to do is glue on that side and across the bottom right there. So I'm going to put glue along this edge and along this edge. And I'm going to bring it down to the bottom of that paper And just sit it down, lining it up on both sides, and just press it. Now we have a beautiful little pocket here that we can stick tags in, pictures, or whatever. So that is finished. So now we need to build something on here. So let me think what I want to put on that page. Oops, I left these two little ditties out. I also want to do a pocket here. So let me pause for the cause and pull some more supplies, and then we're almost done. We need to do our sides. We need to decorate the front. We need to cover these pieces right here to make that decorative and beautiful. But we just about got this done, and I am so excited. I'm pausing for the calls, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we are back, and hopefully we can go ahead and get the most of this finished. And I've got some pieces that I have put together. I will definitely put these in the description along with on the video, since y'all like it so well. But what I want to do is, let me see where we were at when I left, and I did do a few more things. I went ahead and made the closure, the little strap to close this in, and all I did here was I cut a piece that was, let's see if I can find my, okay, the Waterfall. The Waterfall closure is 3 3/4 by 3, scored at a half, and then that's the wrong one. That was the middle Waterfall, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. The left side, and I'm looking to make sure that I've got the picture mats that I put behind here. I have those dimensions ready to go in. So let's start here. Let's start at the beginning, and on this left side. So this part over on this side. Let me move this up out of our way because I wanted y'all to see me put this other part in. All right, on this side right here, we're pretty much done. We did put this small pocket in, but I believe this is the card on the envelope, and that's 3 by 6, scored at 3. And the mat on here is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then I use some stickers to decorate this right here. Let me move this over so you can see. So that piece right there. And I'll probably put a piece of white paper on both sides of this, and you could use this for journaling, or you could even put another picture in there if you like. I mean, you make this your folio. So, and then the inside pocket, which is this one. This one is 3 3/4 by 5, scored at a half, and on 3 sides. So you're going to score on this side, the bottom, and up this way. And then all I did was glued it down, and I cut, before I glued it, I cut a half a circle out right here to make it easy for you to pull your tags and stuff out of there. So that completed that. And now let's move on to the small waterfall closure. And this is this piece right here. And this piece is 4 3/4 by 2 1/4, scored at a ½ inch. And all I did is I used my decorative punch, and I punched out on both sides. I lined my magnets up so we have a magnet closure. And now we have these picture mats, and these are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I have 2 of them. And they're both the same. So you'll want to cut 2 of those. And then the mats on them are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then they just tuck away right in here, just like that. And I think they're real cute if you leave them angled out like that just a little bit. Just make sure you don't get them caught on that middle, the fold. Alright, I'm going to fold this side up because we are done with that for right now. I think we have completely completed that side. So, coming back over here, I did put this little sticker here, and we still need to do a pocket. We'd already covered how I did this waterfall here, and we did our closure on camera. Okay, we did the 5x5 frame right here, or 5x7, I'm sorry. That's a 5x7 frame. And so read the words, don't listen to my lips, because evidently I am not getting it. And then back here I did put a pocket right here, and I did the same thing. I did gussets on this, so I made the little construction strips, and so our pocket, the black pocket, is 6 7/8 this way by 5 1/4, and then you don't have to score it or anything. We've cut 3 strips that were 1 inch by 1 inch, and you just have to make sure that it's at least 7 inches or 6 7/8. Cut it at 6 7/8 and score them in half at a 1/2 inch, and then you will see on the video how I put those together. And then I just used a few of the stickers, and I embellished it, and I thought that turned out really pretty. So the other thing that I did on this very, very back page, I did a back triangle pocket. That's what this is called. And this was a 6 1/2 by 6 1/2 square, and I put it in my trimmer on an angle, and I angled it off in half. And I took a mat, and I did it by 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I did the angle on it as well. And I do have a piece of that left over, and that is this piece right here. This is the back side of that. So now we can put this one on another side if we want to. We could do it like that, but I'm not going to cover up that pocket. I really don't think I want to do that. So we may end up putting that somewhere else, but if not, I'll use it on another project. So that's where we're at this point. So let's fold these down, and let's fold this page down and this page up, and now we have this first flap that we need to work on. And on this one I decided these are for my front pieces, so before we put in any of these, let's work on this page right here. And what did I do with my strip? Here it is. The first thing I want to do is I did cut a strip. I decided that I wanted a decorative edge across here. So what I'm going to do, and that's also going to help, let me bring this over so you can see. This is going to help preserve these little edges so they don't get ripped or torn in the flipping process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on this, and then I'm going to stick this down right on top of that, just like that. So let's go ahead and get some glue on it. And I did write down that is 6 7/8 by 3/4 strip that you're going to need. And you can choose whatever color paper that you're using for your album or your folio. It's not an album, it is a folio. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hold this right here and bring it down and up, getting it exactly where I want it. And then just press that in there like that. And now on this side, this is going to get a little bit tricky maybe, but I think it's going to work. What I want to do, I'm going to get a wet wipe to put over top of my glue. I'm finding that that keeps my glue from getting clunky better than anything. I'm going to turn this piece this way. And what I want to do here is I want to build some places here, like a kind of a waterfall effect. So this is going to fold out like this. And then we're going to have one that's going to come out from over here, maybe down like that. I'll tell you what, let's put them down and then we'll see how they look as we go. I know the concept that I'm hunting for. I'm just having difficulty executing. So I wonder if anybody else has that problem. I'm sure you do. But I'm going to just go ahead and put some glue along this piece. And I want this piece to live right down here. And I'm bringing it down as close to that fold line or that score line as I feel is safe. And let's get our little thing folder. No, it's over here somewhere. I'm just going to squeegee that down. And I love this because I thought it was so cute. And I would probably leave this piece and put a picture on this side. But the other ones you can actually put pictures on either one. So I'm going to put another one right here. Like that. And then I want one up here like this. And then we're going to do the last one. Let's see, this one's going to need to come down. This one needs to come down to about there. And then this one is going to go right here. Okay, so let's glue these pieces in and see how it goes. We know that's the last one. This one is the first one, or the second one. And you can mat these if you like. I'm going to leave mine unmatted because I want to be able to put a picture on here, and I don't think it's going to need a mat. Now, once I put the picture to the cardstock, I may very well change my mind and say, oh, I do need something there. So, and if I do, then I'll fix it at that point. So this one's going to go right here, and I'm going to line it up right there. And I have the measurements for these, and they are, you're going to do two of them that are 4 by 6.5, and that's going to be these, the ones that go to the side. The ones that go to the top are going to be 4.5 by 6. And if you want to mat them, all the mats will be 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So that one needs to live right here, getting that lined up just ever so gently. And I'm going to varnish that down really good. Make sure that my glue is in there. And that looks good. Now this one is going to live right here, and it will come down, and this one will come over it. And this will be another type of waterfall that's a little different than what we're used to. But I think it's stunning like this. So pretty. And this piece of paper right here did not come from the pack that I'm using, but the colors work, so I grabbed it. And that's the good thing about these folios. You can use your scraps to complete your folio. I'm just going to press that down really good. And then that will come up, well, let's see, this one probably needs to come over. I want these two to line up. So it needs to come over a little bit more. Like that. Let's see if we're going to need any more glue. I might need to put more glue on that because I did lift it. But after rubbing it down really good, it may do perfect. Okay, so now let's take another look at this and see exactly where we're at. Now I did put, this was one of the stickers, and it looks like a little note tore out of a little notepad. Pretty important, a note to you and small victories. I put that on this page because I want the emphasis of my my folio to go on this. And I have this orange, and I see the orange in there, and I thought, how cute would it be to have something like this living on the front. And I think for this front, I want to pop this up. I thought about doing it over like that, but I really like it right here in the middle of this. And I even thought about, where's my stickers? What did I do with my stickers? Oh. If they had been a snake, they would have ate me. I thought about running this along here. Just like that, just to give it a little bit more interest. And I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to cut that off right there. And I'm just going to grab my scissors. I'm going to live on the wild side. Just like that. And there we go. Now this piece, I'm just going to put it back on my sticker page because I can probably use that somewhere else. Now let's go ahead and pop this up on some foam tape. And I'm going to use my Scotch 3M foam tape, and I'm going to cut me about 3 pieces, or maybe 2. 2 might be enough. Tell you what, we'll put 2 down, and if we need some more, we'll just cut off some more. That works there. And this works here. And I think we're going to do maybe a little piece right here. Nope. Whenever they don't fit, make them fit. This stuff is so easy to cut and manipulate that not a problem at all. Like that, and then I want a little piece to go right in the middle. So I'm going to cut another piece in half, just like that, and I'm going to put a piece here and a piece here. And that should give us all of the dimension that we need on here. So now, get my little picky tool out. I'm going to lift these up and up. And then we are ready to place this where we want it. And I want it to fit right there in the middle. I want a little edge of it over. And I love that paint palette, and I love the fact that it says, "You are my favorite work of art." So I have thoroughly enjoyed working on this. Now we do have a couple more things that we need to do before we close out the video. And that is covering our little gussets right here. So these are, I think they're an inch. Yep. So we're going to cut a strip that is 3/4 of an inch because I don't want them, but you know what, that looks really pretty like that, doesn't it? But that's going to keep it from bending, so no, we don't want to do that. I'm going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch by 8.5. So let's go ahead and get that 8.5. Okay, let's cut it this way first. 3/4. Just like this. And this side right here, it should fit in here perfectly. And it does. Isn't that pretty? Oh, we still do have something to do on the front of this. I almost forgot. I saw this pink and it screamed at me, "Oh, you forgot something." So I'm going to cut another 3/4 of an inch, and I believe this is the right length. It is. We're going to do this at 8 1/4. So 8 1/4. I'm going to cut another 3/4 inch piece off of this because this is 8. Okay, this is 8.5. So let's do 3/4. And let's take off that 1/4 inch off of this. And then we'll have one more little area to work on and do our little sides, and I'm not going to do anything on the back. So I'm going to move these over so I don't get glue on them. And what I want to do is get this as nice and even as I can. And I'm going to put the glue down actually on the edge, on this part right here. I'm going to run it up and run it down. Just making sure that I get a good amount there that's going to squish out. And then I'm just going to lay this into that glue. Just like that. Press it down. Take my excess glue off. And now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to try this one with putting the glue on it and see if it's not quite as messy. Then that way you will learn from me and my mistakes, and then you can do yours the correct way. Oh yeah, I like putting it on the strip better. That works so much neater. Alright, so we have that done. So now to tie in these sides, I had cut 2 more triangles, and these are this is 4 by 2 1/4 cut at an angle, and I showed you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to put, let's see, this one goes over here and this one goes here. I am going to put these right here to the bottom corner. I'm going to cover that designer paper. So let's go ahead, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that little edge open, because that way if you want to tuck something in there, you will have the space to tuck it. You never know, you might have a spare picture or maybe a journaling note or something that you want to stick in there. So that will give you the room to do that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here on this one. I'm going to run my glue along the side and across the bottom. And then I'm going to stick that down right there, the same way, all the way to the edge. Oops. Didn't get it down quite far enough, that's okay. So I am going to varnish this down really good, just like that. And then look at this little piece here. We are going to use this little punch again. I have used the Living Daylights out of this little punch for this this folio, so it's been a fun punch to use for sure. And this one is a Paper Studio, and I've had this for some time. Let's see, I might have to get a little leverage. Let's see, what did I do with my little wet wipe to go on top of my glue so I don't dry it out again. Okay, sometimes I just have to kind of raise up and get down on this. Oops, sorry about that, I bumped the camera. Ah, I did not mean to do that. So let's do the other side. When I am done with this little punch is going to go through some Reynolds wrap and some wax paper to help it to release and to punch a little better. That's a trick that you can use. Now you can do one of these two things. You can glue this down directly, or you know what would be really cute is to put it right there. I think I like that, and I think I'm just going to glue it here and across the bottom. And this little piece was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. It was just a little square. So again, I'm going to run my glue right along the edges and right along here and along this side. And I am going to bring it right down to the bottom. And then if you got something small, you can tuck behind there. And we can also do some more stickers on here. Let me get my baby girl up so that I love the way that Brutus Monroe cardstock really brought this to life. It really causes everything to pop. I thought it turned out very pretty. And look, here's our other, let's bring this down so you can see. Our other waterfall goes like this. And then you can also conceal a picture back behind there if you like. And if you wanted to put a magnet closure, you could very easily put one on here. I was going to do a pocket here. So let's see if we can do... I'm going to cut this down to about, I'm going to take about 1 inch off of this. And we'll do that, and then we're going to make that pocket, and we'll decorate our sides, and we will call it done. I think that's a good way to end this album. I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I'm thrilled with it. So I'm going to take 1 inch off of this piece. And let's see, how wide is this? This is 6 3/4. Okay, 6 3/4. And I am going to make my little dooflachi here in the middle for our little thumb tab. And then I think I am just going to glue it on the underside, right like this. And I'm just going to glue this down, just like we did the other ones, right across the bottom and the sides. And let me see if I can get this up here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just basically putting it right down to the bottom edge, like that. And now we are done with this. I was actually thinking if I cut this in half, I don't know if it would work or not. It'd be really cute to have a pocket right there. I'll think on that. That's something you can do if you wanted to. You could definitely put a pocket on this side It would be so cute, but it might also make it a little bit bulky here because you are coming over and onto this. So what we need to do now is put something on our sides, and I am thinking I have some bling, and you know this girl loves bling, so I'm going to see what it would look like if we ran about now. I got this at Walmart a long time ago. I don't even remember how long ago it was. But I think we would only need 3, let's see, over 2 right there. So I'm going to cut I'm going to cut 3 of these off. And this is woven on a type of string, so it works really good to be able just to cut it. And we know we're going to need it to be 8 1/4, so we're going to need 2 pieces of 8 1/4. So we still got a little ways to go. So the good thing is we can definitely, you know, hang on to the rest of this, the part that we're cutting off, and it can be used on a different project. I love it when I'm not wasting my craft supplies. Okay, let's see if that's 8. And that's right about 8 1/4. So I'm going to cut it right there. See how pretty that's going to look on there, just like that. I love that. Isn't that pretty? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and I'm going to go about from here, and I'm just going to zigzag my glue all the way up to about there. And then I'm just going to lay this down into that glue. And let that dry. Isn't that pretty? Don't y'all love that? I think it really jazzes it up quite a bit. So let's do the same thing and cut off another strip. Go a little bit further. And let's measure it. And it is 8 1/4, and we're going to cut it right there. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to sit it up on its end. I can get it to sit. There we go. We're going to take our glue, and again I'm just going to go zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, just like that, and lay this into, make sure you have the shiny side up, lay it into the glue, even it out, and just let that glue grab that fabric and strings. And there we go. There is our completed folio at long last. So let me move everything out of my way, and let's see if we can get this front and center. And I'm going to thumb back through it one more time so that you can see what we have. And I may come back on and do a screenshot of it after I get my pictures all in it. But it opens here and here, and then this folds out, and you have a beautiful little card here, a pocket, another pocket. You come over here, you have a waterfall. just like this. Beautiful little waterfall. Closes back up with a magnet closure. Come underneath this and you have a little band that holds ever how many of these you can stick in there for photos. Stick those back in. And then we're going to come to the middle. I'm going to close that side back up. We're going to come to the middle. And we're going to open this. And we have a beautiful little waterfall going on here. And then we flip this down. We have a pocket here for tags or notes or whatever we see fit to put in there, a picture. Another closure here that comes down. And we got a little sticker here to cover our magnet. It says, "Every day it's an adventure with you." And then we have our larger waterfall. Just like that. And then we raise this up. We have a nice big pocket with a gusset back here to stick stuff in. 2 more photo mats here that will hold 4 pictures. We have a nice pocket here that will hold a bunch. And I am so pleased with the way this turned out. I think it's gorgeous. You could actually do it this way if you wanted to. Which is beautiful either way. The other thing that I might want to do is I might want to put a sticker, write it on your heart. Isn't that cute? Let's see. Let's put this right here. Write it on your heart. I like that. And let's put, we got some smiley faces and stars. We got a paint, we got a pen. This is a fountain pen that goes with the ink. Isn't that cute? So we're going to use that right here. I like that. And then on the other side we're going to do status update. And I'm going to put that right across here. All of your little embellishments that you can put on here will really bring this up to another level. So, you know, just remember that when you're putting something like this together. You want it to uniquely be you. That's terribly important that it speaks to you. And let's see. We're going to put "Love This" right here. That's cute. And again, like I said, you can put that up or you can pull it down. You can put it under here or you can have it over, whichever way you want to. First rule of thumb, you got to put your pieces back in the order they fell, and that's like that. And this is really supposed to go under, so we'll do it under. I did have this bicycle that I so wanted to use on here, and I don't really think I have a place to showcase it, so I'm going to save that bike for another project. Take a picture, it will last longer. I love this. I've got to find a place to put it. I think it could go right here and really make an impact. What do you think? What if we glued that strip down and put it on it? I think that would be a little bit of an overkill. How about this has got a frame around it, so everything else that I'm doing is kind of taken away from it. So I'm going to put right there, take a picture, it will last longer, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill this up with pictures. Alrighty, we are done. We are done. And I have so enjoyed bringing y'all along for the ride on making this folio. I think it turned out beautiful. This is something that I will be so proud to display, And I think if you make one, you will also be very inspired. I think I just found a place for my bicycle. This page here needs something. I think I'm going to put it right about here. And I'm going to put try new things under it. There we go. Now it's complete. I really need to put these stickers up because I think I could just go on and on. But this does complete our tutorial. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in, for being diligent and watching. This is going to be a long video, but I am going to edit quite a bit of little blunders here and there out. I know y'all like for me to leave them in, but I had a fit with my glue. Y'all don't want to see me fight with my glue, so some of that's going to go away, and we will. I'll make sure that the video is good and that you can follow along. That is the most important thing. So, without any further ado, thank you again so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to the entire series. I hope you followed through to watch the entire thing. So much fun, and I hope you'll make one. If you do, go over and share it on our Facebook group. If you have not joined that Facebook group, it's very easy. Go over on Facebook, type in the search Random Acts of Crafting by Kathy Champion, and it will take you to that page. You can request to join. You will be approved, and then once you are approved, you are free to post your pictures, ask questions, share with other people there. It's our crafty little family page. So join us there. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please take the time to do so. I am trying to grow my channel. I know that's not the most important thing, but for YouTube it is, and they do look at those kind of things. So if you watch my videos on a regular basis, please subscribe. You can, if you want to know when I put up new videos, just ring the little bell beside the subscribe button. If you don't, then just leave it alone, and you can come and look at your leisure and see when I have new stuff up. Anyway, God bless you all, and as I always say, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.